What do Airbnb, trucking, and Amazon private label have in common? Nothing, except the easiest way to promise riches while doing no work. As these stories often go, investors are saying they were defrauded and the lawsuit soon followed. We need to retire the word automation. Its only real meaning is your job will be replaced by a robot. The subject of this video is a few years late to the automation scam party, but he's got a few tricks up his sleeve. I gotta hand it to this guy though. He's faked more stuff than reality TV and WWE combined. And a few things that will make you never trust a news source again. As you'll see in a minute, his credibility is about to crumble like tissue paper. Let's dig in. Investors in Airbnb arbitrage business allege they were defrauded in scheme promising higher returns than the stock market. That's an understatement. What was promised was a high income with no risk, way more than what we could get in the stock market. Anthony Eguman and his partner Megan Shears founded Hands-Free Automation in 2020, which claims more than 400 clients. They seem to offer investment opportunities in many different industries. I clicked on their link tree. It appears that they have 3 different offers: Airbnb, trucking, and Amazon private label automation. It's possible they were about to offer Tinder automation for all of my introverted friends, but for whatever reason they decided not to. Ironically, one of their recent posts is about 10 things that require 0 talent. They didn't include managing their investors' money, which the lawsuits are alleging they have 0 talent at. Their funnel for Airbnb states, let's get you started on Airbnb and make income within 19 to 36 days. An oddly specific number of days. Maybe that's how long it takes their alleged victims' cash transfers to clear. The sales video is also down, which indicates they probably stopped running traffic to this website. I bring that up because these businesses that claim they were so lucrative and were going to make everyone so much money couldn't even last 3 years? Their final post was 1 year ago with the motivational quote, 5 years from now, make sure you can say you chose your life and not settled for it. Well, it looks like they may have chosen a life of scamming and now they will have to settle lawsuits for it. I think I have more inspiration to swim with orcas after watching Blackfish than I do investing in their company. More than 10 victims have joined the complaint filed against Hands-Free Automation, Anthony, and Phone Sales Group. In just a minute, we'll see how lucrative their offer was and see if you would have fallen for it. Airbnb was all the rage a couple years ago as a way to get rich easily. But we're finding out that it wasn't as lucrative as people were making it sound. Eguman, who started HFA with co-founder Megan Shears, claims to have created proprietary software that would fully automate the arbitrage process by trawling the internet for properties to relist at a markup. HFA's employees would take care of booking properties and handle guest inquiries and complaints. Arbitrage in any industry isn't a scam. It's actually a pretty common way to make a profit, but this practice of relisting and marking up properties is clearly against the Airbnb terms of service. This puts these businesses at constant risk of getting shut down, along with other risks involved. Massive risks not mentioned in their marketing. Unfortunately, there isn't a video here, so we could see what they were really promoting. I secretly love watching Get Rich Easy promotion videos just to see how insane the claims are. They stated that in the extremely off case they don't fulfill, the client will be entitled to a 100% full refund. This isn't a light switch, so I'm not sure what they meant by off case, but either way, I've noticed that most of these scams utilize full refund guarantees. When Airbnb was a can't miss investment opportunity, none of these terms and clauses mattered. But once the returns don't match the expectations, the lawyers start combing through the contracts and find the flaws. HFA refused to honor its 100% money-back guarantee, stating, "We are not entertaining requests for refunds under the circumstances." This bothers me most about these scams. They overhype the investment, which of course generates huge profits for them. Then they don't deliver, and then they try to skirt responsibility for terms they wrote in the contract. This victim alleges HFA represented that it had exclusivity contracts with thousands of resorts and hotels to list vacation rentals. This video is highlighting a business that has upset customers, but that's not going to be you. Business owners, I have something that's going to improve your communication with customers. I partnered with Nextiva for this video because they are an AI-driven platform that gives you seamless, personalized customer interactions across all channels. If you own a business that relies on having effective communication with clients through phone calls or text messaging to close deals, Nextiva is confident that they can help you automate up to 90% of your interactions and eliminate 30% or more of your costs. Some of you may not be the most technically inclined, which is fine. Even if you are running your business off your personal phone right now and your CRM is a spreadsheet, they have a solution for you. I have someone calling property owners right now trying to find real estate deals, and we don't want to use his personal phone or number. Nextiva lets you create new phone numbers, gives you unlimited calling, texting, and an auto attendant that you can run from your phone or computer. You get all this inside of one app. No longer will your team have to switch between 18 different apps to get the job done. Close more deals, take advantage of AI, and make your business more efficient today. Go to trynextiva.com/Spencer Cornelia or use the link down below in the description for 50% off your plan. Airbnb was always meant to be a platform where hosts can post spare spare rooms for rent or a second home that isn't currently occupied to make a few extra bucks. It's alleged HFA attempted to game the system by breaking the rules. Agyeman and Shears claimed in marketing material that they had more than 200,000 properties and had proprietary relationships with Airbnb and VRBO. This should be a warning sign to anyone since a young kid does not own or have access to that many properties, but what made the sales pitch more convincing was this. On its website, Wealthway has a video appearing to show a meeting between Agyeman and an Airbnb executive named David Levine, whose LinkedIn profile says he's Airbnb's head of API and enterprise partnerships for North America. I spoke with one of the victims who told me that they used this Airbnb employee's head and face in a Zoom meeting so people would think they're connected with someone important at Airbnb. What you guys have been doing at Wealthway is incredible, and you guys have been following our partner guidelines, Levine says in the recording. They put real effort into the scam to get an employee photoshopped and faked a recording of them validating the company. I would hope that this employee sues. That video appears to have been taken out of context and altered, Levine replied. According to screenshots of the messages viewed by CNBC, neither I nor Airbnb have any affiliation with Wealthway's vacation rentals. I feel bad for the guy having his face associated with a scam without his consent. Agyeman relied on freelancers who would take data from other travel booking sites to use on their Airbnb and VRBO listings, according to former employees and internal documents. An internal trading video viewed by CNBC instructed copywriters on how to recycle their original listings details for Airbnb or VRBO. This, of course, would eventually lead to nightmare scenarios because you can't do this, and because you don't own the units you're claiming to own. Please, anywhere in the listing, do not mention that this is a hotel or the hotel names of the hotel or resorts, a trading document said. They were promoting that they had this legitimate portfolio of Airbnbs, but all they were doing was posting the empty rooms at the local hotel on Airbnb. What could go wrong? One spreadsheet listed 68 different clients as Airbnb investors. Going at least as far back as July 2022, HFA attracted 120 plus investors who collectively paid close to $3 million for automated Airbnb, Shopify, or Amazon businesses, according to internal payment tracking and financial records reviewed by CNBC. Before AI was trendy, we had automation, slap automation on the investment opportunity, and it was a can't-miss, get-rich-easy system. An HFA investor told CNBC that one listing received a comment from a guest who said he paid $800 for a motel room that cost less than half that amount and described it as a total scam. The only motel I know of that comes with an $800 bill also comes with a guest and fun time, but maybe that's just Vegas. Anthony was allegedly the main promoter of this scheme. He appears to be business partners with Megan Shears. With numerous ClickFunnels awards, it appears they sell a lot of product. Anthony Agyeman of Multi-Marketing Wizards, I found this fake news article claiming his clothing brand is called Murderous Clothing.
Because he couldn't get a job because of his criminal record. From the drug dealing and the t-shirt business, now you have to learn.
The prison to fake guru pipeline is real. Go from street hustler to internet hustler. You get caught in one, you go to jail. You get caught in another, you just get a lawsuit. He also has a post showing he's featured in a Forbes article. The post claims over 100,000 views, which is hilarious to me. Take note of the author Shama Hyder. Here's her LinkedIn indicating she's the founder and CEO of Zen Media. Her website highlights how they are a PR firm. This article claims that she was a contributor for Forbes and was removed because she accepted money for featured articles. This may not be a surprise to you, but a lot of people don't realize that even Forbes articles can be bought. It wouldn't be such a big deal if these articles didn't feature someone who influenced people to sign up for a bogus investment opportunity. However, it does ruin the credibility of news organizations who allow outside contributors to post articles for money. On Anthony's LinkedIn, he has 3 companies listed. 1, Marketing Wizards is probably his most legitimate company as he seems like an internet marketer more than a guru. 2, Vegan Gummies. They have an Instagram that looks legitimate on the surface. Their most recent post was April 5, 2022, and their website is down. I'm guessing that company only lasted a year. Lastly, we have his Oku Capital. The LLC is not active any longer when searching on the Florida LLC website. He has the company listed on Inc.'s website with 11 to 50 employees. This podcast channel called Active Minds has Anthony's brands placed in the middle of the viewing window as a sponsor for the podcast. Both he and Megan have clearly sold a lot of product, but I haven't been able to differentiate if it's from legitimate products or just get-rich-easy schemes. This victim spent $26,000 and alleged they experienced constant lockouts and prolonged periods of receiving no bookings. That should never happen with Airbnb. If you're doing it correctly, you should be getting a couple bookings a month at the very least. My Airbnb has generated $8,000 in gross rental income so far this month, with the final week not booked out yet. That's certainly not my net income, but I average around $6,500 gross per month rental income from a few bookings. You shouldn't have zero, and that's why this scheme was so bad. Anthony's lawyer agreed that they were using third-party websites used by hotels to increase bookings. That gives HFA indirect permission through those third-party sites to relist rooms on Airbnb, he said. I'm fairly certain that's not how it works. Indirect permission just sounds like another way they were trying to game a system. Consider me not surprised this scheme didn't work out. On Airbnb's page for hosts indicating what's not allowed, down below is using a third party to book a hotel or third party accommodation and listing it on Airbnb at an inflated rate is not allowed. All of these automation opportunities break some sort of rules and make the risk not worth the reward. If there's ever some unique opportunity that requires breaking rules, it's probably best to avoid it moving forward, except if you have to get in the ring with Francis Ngannou, in that case, break the rules if you have to in order to get out alive. On their LinkedIn, they have, "We help Airbnb investors add 300 plus properties to their account without having to purchase the properties." I've been doing this a while and I don't remember ever seeing anything more ludicrous than that statement. Theoretically, you could have 300 properties if you include all of the local hotels, I guess. This victim lost over $26,000 and claimed 0 bookings as well. What saddens me is that there are so many ways to make money in real estate, but giving $26,000 to a fake guru is not one of them. This victim lost over $31,000. All of the people who sent HFA money did so because they thought there was a 100% full refund guaranteed if it didn't work out. And when the person promoting the opportunity appears to have wealth, you're going to believe them. My source indicated that he believed Anthony was the face of the opportunity and owned the company despite him trying to skirt responsibility. The description in this Instagram post gives pretty clear indication that he was involved. Despite looking wealthy, I found something peculiar. He was sued by JP Morgan Chase Bank for what I'm assuming was an unpaid credit card. I also found a Discover Bank complaint filed against Anthony alleging $5,658 in unpaid credit card bills. And they won a judgment against him for over $6,000. That Anthony has the same middle initial and unique name, but the case is located in Minnesota, so I'm only presenting what I found and do not yet have full confirmation that's him. HFA also offered trucking automation, which is my favorite. My trucking lady guru video caused quite a stir. They advertised their amazing opportunity on trucks as well. I'm really glad my neighbor doesn't do that. Can you imagine if their house had exterior wallpaper advertising an Airbnb automation scheme? On their Instagram, they show an alleged P&L of one of their trucks with a net profit of $12,000 for the month. I'll concede that some of these schemes do have some successful clients or a single successful month, but they won't be profitable long term, which is why the business only ran for a year or two. In another lawsuit, the plaintiff alleges there was a promise of $5,000 to $10,000 per month in passive income if they invested in trucking automation. This plaintiff invested nearly $150,000 in trucking automation. Even worse is they asked for a $10,000 renewal every single year. The first P&L provided shows a profit of nearly $200 in October 2022. That's like a 1-year subscription to Spotify. Oh boy. 2 months later, they lost nearly $4,000 for the month. Many months later, this investor was still in the red after a $150,000 investment. Yikes. It's hard to know if all investors experience something similar, but I wouldn't be surprised if this was common. I found this post on LinkedIn of someone posting about HFA. They claim Wealthway is the new company name. I found this ad on Facebook ad library. At this time, I cannot confirm whether this is their company or not, but the Instagram account makes some pretty insane promises. 21% ROI every 7 days. Meanwhile, the defendants continue to advertise and sell products to prospective investors under a new company called Wealthway. They're deploying a team that aims to generate more than $3.5 million in monthly sales. Wessel Boats, a former sales employee who left the company in November, told CNBC. If their ad is anything like this next HFA ad, I doubt they'll do any sales.
Achieve steady monthly income on Amazon with a store crafted by seasoned professionals. Here's the game plan. Collaborate with an elite full-service Amazon agency like Hands-Free Automation to capitalize on their extensive expertise while building your store.
I'm hoping the victims get paid what's owed. Shout out to CNBC for the great reporting on this story. Thanks for watching.